What's going on, Guardians? TBL here, coming back at you with some Destiny news and a little bit of Destiny PvE gameplay today, because today, man, Friday, April 28th, there has been some rather big news in the Destiny community. A lot of rumblings, of course, about the upcoming Destiny 2 gameplay premiere live stream event taking place on May 18th, 2017. It's a date we all know very well as the day that we're finally going to be getting our first look, our first official real gameplay look at the sequel to our favorite game, Destiny 2. It's going to be a great event. I absolutely cannot wait for it, and it is finally less than 20 days away. That's right, as of the time of this recording, we're only about 19 days and just a few hours away from the 18th, where we're finally going to be seeing what Destiny 2 is going to be bringing forward. And you know what? That's got me psyched, but not quite as psyched as some other people in the Destiny community who got to basically put out some really fantastic news today that they have been inviting content creators all across the Destiny spectrum to come to Bungie for that live stream event and get to play Destiny 2 live. Absolutely fantastic news. You guys know I initially thought this Bungie livestream event was just basically going to be like one of their ride-alongs where they were just going to show off Destiny 2 in its entirety, and it's way more than anything I would have personally expected. Them inviting people out, they're basically going to have live stations for people to go and play the game on. It's apparently going to be there in, they didn't mention what console, but I think we can all pretty much assume it's probably going to be there on PS4s, and the PC version is going to be available for play for content creators there. That is an absolutely fantastic bit of news that made me really happy. And a lot of this news is coming from the mouths of content creators, streamers and YouTubers themselves, who have all day basically been putting it out there that they've been getting these invites, these mystery boxes from Bungie that came with a bit of swag, like they got a Cade figurine, and of course an invite out to the LA event. And the list of invitees itself is actually fairly massive. Bungie pulled out all the stops here. Our boy Blessius is going, Patrick Casey, Mr. Holtzman himself, the Battle Bros, Lucky and Buttwhite, and even Mercules 904, the man of a million gun facts himself. There are going to be a lot of content creators at this event, which is just fantastic because it means we're going to be getting a lot of gameplay. They've already confirmed that basically they're going to have a recording station set up. They will be allowing full video capture for the console version of the game, and they'll be providing specific B-roll footage for the PC version of the game. So don't you worry your pretty little faces. When May 18th comes around, there is going to be an absolutely massive avalanche of coverage from all sorts of different players out there. Oh, but hey, what's that? TBL, did you get an invite? Of course, but I had to turn it down. I had to personally text Deej and let him know, nah, man, I'm booked that day. I've got a bunch of voiceover work. Don't worry about it, man. I'm sure everybody else will be able to handle it. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. We're making our way though. But I really do have to say I am very excited for the 18th because it's winding up being a much bigger event than I initially believed it would be. The fact that the PC version of the game is going to be fully on display and that the people who are invited there will be able to play it, that's very good news. Now, I'm assuming, of course, there's going to be NDAs on certain things. If they learn anything about the story, they're probably not going to be able to report on that. But I'm very interested in hearing specs, how the game specifically plays on PC, whether or not it's going to be 60 FPS, how good it looks, and how smoothly it runs. While I'm still primarily going to be a PS4 Destiny player, I'm absolutely going to be picking the game up, Destiny 2, when it comes out for PC as well. So knowing exactly how well it's going to run is going to be very important. Although I'd imagine that with them having it on display at this event, they must have things running pretty smoothly for that platform as is, since they're showing a lot of confidence by even having the PC version available and on display. So again, very exciting news. It just makes me all the more psyched and hyped for May the 18th to come around. In particular, I really can't wait to see what kind of goofiness Blessius is going to get himself into. And of course, guys like Dado, Holtzman, and Mercules will be there to get you all of the technical specs and weapon details and class details and all of that big in-depth stuff. But alright, moving on from the announcement that people will be at this event, They also got a little bit of some interesting advertising material that kind of hints a bit towards the story of Destiny 2. And that, of course, is a slight little postcard picture of your ghost with its light shut down, saying, "A world without light." Ooh, kind of a spooky statement, right? But it really actually says an absolute ton about what's going on in the world of Destiny 2. Now, very much like we've even speculated here on the channel, the Cabal have come to Earth and they've come to take the Traveler. They've figured out that the Traveler is the source of our power, just like the Hive have, and they've come to take the Traveler, maybe to destroy it, or possibly to take it and try to use its power for themselves. Either way, they've done something to cut us off from the Traveler's light. Hence the tagline, "World Without Light." The Traveler itself and its light is generally the source of a Guardian's power. It's where the power of your ghost comes from, and it's the reason why your ghost is basically able to revive you by utilizing the Traveler's light to completely reconstitute your form. Without that connection, Guardians are still powerful, since to some extent we can sort of generate our own light. But think of us being disconnected from the Traveler as us being batteries. We've got a certain amount of charge, but if we're not plugged into that wall, eventually we're gonna run out. And that overall creates for a very dire situation when you look at the context of the world of Destiny. We're already on our own home planet, surrounded by enemies, although it looks like the Fallen may have taken a step back for Destiny 2. I think it's actually been confirmed via lore that they are either in hiding or they're trying to basically get away from the Cabal now that they've, decided to step on into our hunting grounds. After all, the Cabal do blow up planets and moons that get in their way, and Guardians have very, very much been in the way of the Cabal ever since they entered our solar system. Throughout the story of Destiny 1, we've basically been routing their entire command system in our solar system. Remember, the Cabal Empire is still far away, running away from the Whirlwind, the Darkness, the Hive, all of that. And the factions and Cabal legions that are in our system, well, their hierarchy of command, we've basically been destroying since day one of this game. Valis Ta'arik, Primus Shaul, all of those big name Cabal that we've been taking out in story missions and strikes. Well, let's just say there's a very certain story mission that takes place on the Dreadnought where a bit of an emergency distress beacon gets sent out to the main Cabal Empire, and it looks like they answered. And so the Cabal Empire looks like it's sliding right up into our DMs and trying to take our Traveler. You know, there's a lot of really interesting grimoire cards that talk about the Cabal, basically from their perspective, doing reports on the Guardians, because they're trying to figure out where we're getting all of our crazy powers from as well. And they talk about how we do weird things like we dance over corpses and we take turns killing each other only to be self-revived, because of course we're players of the game and we're goofy, and I love that the grimoire cards sort of address that. But there's also grimoire cards that take note, that show the Cabal realize that a lot of our power is basically tied to the use of our ghost and how important the ghost is to us. Because of course, without our ghost, if we die, we're dead permanently. Remember, the only real way to kill a Guardian is to separate him from his ghost, whether that's by shutting off the light that the ghost channels or by destroying the ghost itself, and we see examples of that throughout the lore of Destiny. And so if I were to wager a guess, it looks like the Cabal have definitively figured out that no ghost means no Guardians, and where do all the ghosts get their power from? That big, beautiful orb hovering above the last city. And so, they've made it their mission to get into the last city and hit us where we live, cutting us off from our light, destroying our stuff, and putting us into the destitute situation of desperation that we see in the Destiny 2 trailer, truly creating a world without light. And I think that overall that's a really, really interesting place to start off in the world of Destiny 2, and I cannot wait for May 18th to come around so we can finally see some actual gameplay for this thing. Again, we're only 19 days away now, just 3 weeks, and believe me, it's gonna go by super duper quickly. But alright Guardians, that's it for this one. I hope you guys are psyched about the May 18th reveal. Who's your favorite content creator? Are they getting to go to Bungie? And what do you Guardians think of the Destiny 2 story? Do you think the Cabal are there to take the Traveler or to destroy it? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. But alright, that's it for this one Guardians. I'm out for now. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am TheBlackLink. You Guardians, stay frosty.